Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here with something a little different today. There's this game called Palia that I've been keeping my eye on for the past few months. If you're on Twitter, you may remember it blowing up quite a bit. And it did have a pre-alpha that only was available to a limited number of people. And that is done now, so a bit more has been shown about the game since then. And normally, I don't really pay attention to MMOs, but this particular one really caught my attention. The art style I think is really nice and vibrant while giving off this cozy and wholesome feel. As described by Aidan Karabake, the game director, while there is overlap, our core loop and primary gameplay systems have a very different focus. One way we like to put it is that all of the sideshows in an MMORPG, crafting, gathering, housing, etc., are our main events where we pour all our energy and resources. And these absolutely sound like things that I think would appeal more to simmers than the typical MMO, and also people who enjoy playing games such as Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley. What you've been watching for the past minute and a half is the reveal trailer for this game, and we're about to see one of my favorite parts in a second here, where, yes, you can go hang gliding. I'm gonna be doing that a lot. And just, gosh, how pretty is this game? Really looking forward to trying this out, whether I do get to participate in a future round of testing or with the final game. I may not be into the idea of having online play in The Sims 5, but to play a totally separate game that's its own thing and is not entirely based around living like a life sim sort of thing, yeah, I'd be curious to try this out. But what about the lore? Well, on the website it does say this. In Palia, humans are the legendary race, having disappeared thousands of years ago at the height of their grandeur and mastery of magic. Nobody in the modern day knows why. Until one day, humans begin to appear all over the world. As one of the newly re-emerged humans, you'll have to make yourself a new home in this friendly world and forge a future for yourself and humanity. Palia has a deep, evolving story that we plan on telling with you for years to come. As for future testing periods, they say we don't have a specific timeline for large-scale tests, but may be running small-scale tests and feedback sessions over the coming months. If you're signed up, we'll reach out through email to let you know if you're selected for a test. I will leave a link in the video description below to the website so that you can sign up. There is also a new snippet of gameplay that was posted to their Twitter recently, which I'll play right now. Overall, I gotta say, I'm really impressed with how this game already looks, despite it only being in pre-alpha. Everything from the general look, to the trees and the lights swaying in the wind, and the smoke coming from the chimney in the background. Just overall very pleasing to look at, in my opinion. And I love that they showed the glider. So I guess it is kind of like some other games like Breath of the Wild and Knockout City, where just as long as you are a little bit off the ground, you can already pull out the glider. You don't have to be at specifically certain spots to get the glider out. The music, from what I can hear, also has a very nice and charming feel to it. Exactly what I would expect out of a game with a fantasy setting like this. There is also a blog post they did a few weeks ago that shows off some more screenshots and talks a bit more about the development of the game and how the pre-alpha testing went. So this blog post starts off with them saying that Palia is already getting so much more attention than they ever dreamed of, and how they received thousands more submissions for pre-alpha testers than they expected. And they also talked about how it is important to everyone at the studio to remain attentive and engaged with their community, which sounds really promising, but I guess makes sense considering this game is an MMO. And they say, after catching 78,650 bugs, harvesting 76,431 crops, hunting 128,952 beasts, Baking 153 pies, tiling an immeasurable amount of surface area, and identifying invaluable system errors. We gathered our players together in a live community night on Discord to reflect on their experience playing Palia Nights, or not Palia Nights, Palia on the final nights of the pre-alpha. Well, I guess you could call that Palia Night anyways. Did players in fact see a beautiful and intricate game that became a meaningful part of their lives? Is it a compelling virtual universe filled with rich and diverse social interactions? And most of all, did our players feel valued and a true sense of belonging? While we have much more work to do to implement our pre-alpha testers' feedback and suggestions, we are humbled and excited to share with you some of the early responses and snapshots that let us know that even this early in Palia's development, we are staying true to the heart of our original vision and values. So there we go, there's some screenshots. Yeah, this looks nice here with this interior and this couch. And then we go down here where we have another sort of like living room. And yeah, this is really nice too with all the different furniture. I also like this character's backpack. Customized to your own taste. Really start to think about how Palia could become a daily part of my life and just a peaceful place for me to return. I realized Palia made me a more peaceful and happier person. Wow, a downtowner. That's really interesting feedback there. And a little group photo. Yeah, it is cool. You can already do emotes, or at the very least this waving one. But I'm assuming there will be more later. I was not expecting the game to be as built out as it was. I could already see the vision and many of the character models. The whole game is going to be lovely, and I'm really excited for it. Maximalism at its best. This reminds me of whenever a new pack comes out for The Sims, and a lot of people, they just lay all the objects just out on a lawn. I mean, I've done it myself too. But yeah, I just find it funny that reminds me of that. It's just like, here's so many of the items that you can see in Palia already. The devs are so hands-on and interactive with the community as a whole, and have made this entire experience completely life-changing for me. Oh, wow. I know The Sims has made a lot of like impact on people's lives, including myself, so that sounds really cool, the idea that Palia could accomplish that sort of thing as well. I mean, a lot of games I'm sure have done that too, but yeah, since The Sims is one of the games that I play the most, that's what came to my mind. But as someone who is mostly a lurker, I feel so grateful to the way in which Palia allows for easygoing cooperation. I never joined a neighborhood, but the vast majority of the time I was out mining or hunting. I found folks to co-op with. So this one in particular is a promising quote to me because often, I guess I would say I'm somewhat of a lurker when it comes to multiplayer games. Like, I don't really partake in voice chat, and most of the time I do just keep to myself. But yeah, it seems like Palia will basically support that sort of playstyle, which is nice. Building a cozy space to relax. This looks pretty nice. I guess the one thing I could say about the graphics that I hope to see improved are the shadows for indoor furniture, but of course the game is still very early in development, so I'm sure that will improve later on. But this might be the best screenshot of them all, at least in my opinion. A peaceful moment to reflect. Just this human fishing here at night. Yeah, just it looks very pretty. And it's only gonna get prettier, I'm sure. This game has the ability to make other people and myself nicer and more friendly. They often go out of their way to help others, and that was something I really enjoyed and gave me a lot of hope for the future. This screenshot is also up there. It is really nice. Palia at Twilight. It's just so pretty. I love this art style. I've definitely loved this game. It amazes me thinking about how much this will grow. I mean, look at all this. Look at how much fun we've had, and this is just the pre-alpha. It would be a pre-alpha if our testers didn't band together to prove a few bugs. Yeah, looks like this character is just stuck to the ceiling. Like it's upside down. Everything else. But they do say if you submitted to test our pre-alpha but were not selected to join due to limited capacity, never fear. In the soon TM future, we will be inviting even more testers into our next phase of testing. If you haven't signed up yet, but would be interested in future tests for Palia, be sure to sign up at palia.com to receive updates and alerts. The entire studio, huge thank you to not only our pre-alpha testers, but everyone in our seedling community for your support. Please stay tuned as the story develops for more details from your friends at Singularity 6. There's Idar, one of the characters that you also saw in the trailer. But so far, this game looks really intriguing, and I think it has a lot of potential to be a huge hit once the final game is out. I did already sign up, and I did at least 2 different surveys, and I still did not get into the pre-alpha testing, but fingers crossed that I could maybe get into a future one. At least whenever I do get to play the game, I will have an even stronger first impression, since the game will be even more developed than it was during the pre-alpha testing. But that pretty much wraps it up for this initial video on Palia. I'm not sure how often I'll cover it on my channel, but if I do get into a future round of testing and I am allowed to capture footage, then I'll do that for sure, yeah. But feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you think of Palia so far, and if you're looking forward to playing it. And be sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with my latest gaming content, including life simulations and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!